Welcome to Friends at Gameology, hosted by MoonlightCrew.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less.
Today we are reviewing Mysterium. I know it doesn't say Mysterium because this is in Polish. I don't actually know what this says, but the English name is Mysterium. It is a co-op where we are psychics, most of us, and there's one ghost. The ghost was murdered, and the psychics are channeling a murderer, and the ghost is trying to tell us who did it. The ghost knows, but he can't speak to us with words. So he uses cards as if they were dream-like cards. These cards are nuts. If you think about your dreams and think about putting them in cards, they're that abstract. And so the ghost has cards to give us, to help us match it with who we are. So a bunch of different people who we could be, where we were, and what we used to kill. And again, only one of us is the murderer. And so, at the end of the game...
You're not the murderer. You're the psychic channeling the murderer. No one murdered anybody at this table.
No, we're all working together. No one's the actual murderer, but you could be channeling the murderer. And so, we have 7 days. If you get it in 7 days, the one murderer, then you win.
Simplicity versus complexity.
This game is complex. It's simple in what you want. The goal of the game is simple. You want to find out who murdered, where you were, and what object you used.
A la Clue.
Yes, yeah. But it's complex because you use Dixit cards with which to do that. Also, setting up is complex. Setting up, if you have 7 people, you have 9 or 10 cards, and you've got to find the matching cards for the ghost. So it takes a little bit of time to set up. So it's complex in that. And then also, the ghost actually giving clues is really complex because all they have are these cards, like I said, abstract cards, and to match with abstract people. And so really complex in actually getting to your end goal.
The setup is atrocious. We've actually had to have the ghost just be at a different table to manage their cards because it's just so tough sometimes without a screen or something to play behind. Gameplay is simple, but it's hard. It's a hard game. We've lost many times, and that's the mark of a good co-op sometimes. But that we've won is also the mark of a good co-op. It's not impossible on normal mode.
We haven't gone past normal yet.
Well, let's talk about how that works with luck versus strategy.
I think it's a combination of both. Luck in what you draw. Does it match your cards? Are you going to get it to where they get it in the first go? Or are you going to be unlucky in the card you draw and have to use really good strategy to find something in this card that matches this card because it's all you have? Because the ghost only has a hand of 6. And so they have 6 cards to get you to guess, and granted, you continuously draw, so you always have 6 as a ghost, but you're limited to what you have. And so do you find here are some, might not be able to see, but there's some sharp swords, and this has a hook. Do you go with that as the strategy? So I think it's very strategy based in, as the ghost, what do you get them to try to guess, and then also as the guessers, the psychics who are trying to guess.
So it is luck based, especially for the ghost, drawing these cards. Oh, I don't have anything that resembles a fisherman. I have no ships, I have no whales, just nothing's here to help me get them to guess this, but can I use color? These are of a similar color. If I put these down, will they guess the right person? So there's that luck into what you draw, but the strategy is how you use it, which is that's the meat of the game. That's the fun part of the game is, what is the ghost trying to tell me? Or if you're the ghost, how can I get them to guess what I'm trying to tell them? How can I adapt my gameplay to what they're saying and try to understand how I can best guide them to what they need who they need to identify and where and what weapon was used. What would you say for the criteria of fun versus boring?
I think this game can be, and most of the time has been, a blast. I hesitate to say always because it depends on who the ghost is. The ghost has all the decision making up front. I'm going to give this card to this person, I'm going to give this card to this person, this one to this person. If the ghost takes a long time, then everyone else is just sitting there. And it's fun because if you're with friends and you're chit-chatting, but you're just sitting there and you're not actually playing. Whereas if you have a ghost that's trying to go quick, and also, okay, these 2 cards are good enough, I'm going to give those 2 so that the group can decide who that person is, and then I'm as the ghost, going to work on this. That's how you can work at the same time. So if the ghost is fast and does that, then it's a blast. But I 100% blast.
This game is super fun, pending you have a fast ghost, or else, like Molly said, you're really just sitting there, just shooting the breeze, waiting until the ghost gives you your cards. while they get to make a lot of complex, interesting decisions. But then as the ghost, when everyone else is looking at their cards, you're just sitting there waiting for them to make their guesses so you can get back in the game.
And probably agonizing over them not getting it correctly.
Right. So in all, very fun game.
Yeah.
But word of warning, there is some downtime and it can get bogged down.
Yeah.
You have to go into it knowing that it's a fun game. Maybe not the best time to min-max your turn, but really just play and have a good time.
Yeah.
If you were to rate it on BoardGameGeek.com with their rating scale, what would you give it?
Well, I've rated it already, and I gave it a 10. 10 out of 10. Outstanding. I always want to play it, and I don't think that's going to go away.
I also gave it a 10. Super fun game. Always willing to suggest it. Never going to turn it down. And I don't think that's going to change. This has always been fun every time I've played, and I can only see it getting more fun as we get through more of these cards and see more of the options.
Yeah. We've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.